Hip-hop since 1987.com.
Hip hop since 1987. We're live in Atlanta right now. But I got a cat that's originally from South Carolina that's down here making a lot of noise. We don't get a word MC or wordsmith to a lot of new cats in the game. But from what I've heard from you so far, we can definitely give you that title. It goes by the name of Nick Grant. How you doing today?
I'm good, brother. How you?
No complaints, no complaints. Now, as I gave mention to, you're from SC, but you're out here in the ATL. Talk to me a little bit about your road to Atlanta.
Oh man, my family moved. Like everybody moved in like '96, so I've kind of been back and forth since '96. But I permanently moved in 2002.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've been here making music ever since.
Now talk to me about how you got into the music game. Your name has been circulating here in the chillin' circuit in the South for the last, I'll say, maybe 6 months or so, and you're slowly starting to creep off into other regions. I know you'll be doing your thing in New York soon, next week, and things like that. You recently did a freestyle on the Sway in the Morning show when it was here for the BET Experience Weekend that had a lot of veterans in Atlanta looking at you. So talk to me a little bit about your role in the music business and some of your influences.
How I got into it is kind of like, I've been listening to hip hop music all my life, thanks to my big brother who kind of put me on to it, and, older cousins or whatever. Just listening to Biggie, man, like Big Papa was like the first rap song that I ever really learned. And, for myself, I had to kind of go back and, get that knowledge. Slick Rick, Big Daddy Kane, Andre 3000, Outkast. I had to accumulate that for myself, but thanks to my big brother and like older people, who put me on to hip hop music, man. Nas and Jay, but I used to like write their rhymes and put my name in the place of their name and rap it over, but I kind of got into it and fell in love with it, man, and just like, damn, these guys can do this, I can do it too. So that's kind of how I got into it, just falling in love with it. Took it seriously at about 19. Like, man, I could really do this. Like, I can really, make something out of myself with this hip hop, because people was like, friends from school was like liking what I was saying in my rhymes or whatever. So it was like, oh, okay, that's dope. If I can impress them, I can impress somebody else because they really know me. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I got into it.
Being a student of the game, I won't even lie to you, you just impressed me, being a younger cat, talking about Biggie and Slick Rick, things of that nature. So actually being a student of the game and knowing what you're getting into in today's game, a lot of young cats get into the rap business with no clue of what's actually going on. They don't know who the forefathers of music were. They don't understand business. You already seem like you understand how to take that approach. Talk to me about, being a historian of the game or a student of the game and learning the game, how that's helped you get to the point where you are today.
Simply put, man, I just feel like you have to respect what comes before you to even be great. There's no Kobe Bryant without Michael Jordan. There's no Allen Iverson without Michael Jordan. There's no, Michael Jordan without Dr. J. So you have to respect what comes before you in order to be great. Kind of take what, the legends do, or people that you consider great, quote unquote great, and, mix your own thing into that, so.
Now let's talk about your music. As I said, you turned a lot of eyes when you did your Sway freestyle here, BET Weekend. You also put out a song, Royalty, with Saha the Prince. That's from heating up the streets. We got the video on Hip Hop since 1987. Please check it out. Immediately follow on the interview if you haven't already. But understand you also have some new music that'll be hitting the streets not too long after we drop this interview. Talk to me about your two singles and explain to me the titles of them.
Gold Chains and The Jungle are the two records that I'm dropping Thursday. Gold Chains is like, just speaks on like social issues and, I don't want to say just black people in general, but black people and how we, love to glorify the jewelry, the cars and the chains and, even myself, what I'm saying? I don't want to say all these things and not put myself in the same situation.
I respect that.
So even me, just glorify material things and not really paying attention to what really matters, like family and, the people around you, and just enjoying the moment, man. It's not all about material things. But The Jungle is kind of the same vein. It's kind of a play on that too, but putting myself more in the box. So I want to drop both of those records. Yeah.
I understand you're also dropping a visual for your record, The Jungle. Explain to me a little bit what the visual may entail.
Oh man, it's just me. Like I said, put myself in that box, and just it's real hip hop. It's real artsy, real abstract. It's real different. Just kind of wanted to just show me and be in full character, just be myself. Yeah.
A lot of people look at Atlanta as the new mecca for entertainment, not just music. You have movies here, a lot of sporting events are coming here. In the next 5 years or so, Atlanta will definitely be known more as an international mecca for entertainment. How do you feel like Nick Grant will stand out amongst all the talent that has come out of Atlanta and is still yet to come?
I think it's just being myself and being lyrical. I feel like being myself and making solid hip hop music, Atlanta's great. They have a lot of mega stars, like I said, Outkast, Killer Mike, a lot of people that, I feel like I can add to that, especially in these times and considering what people talk about now and the tracks that they rhyme over. I feel like I'm very different, in regards to that, just from a hip hop purist standpoint and being myself and just rapping, like even rapping over like break beats is like different for like somebody in this time. So I kind of bring that to the table and, just kind of do something different and bring lyricism back, yeah.
One of the biggest scenes here in Atlanta for artists, up-and-coming artists, and the mainstream artists as well, has been the scene on Edgewood. And you recently did your thing as an MC during the Beer and Tacos pop-up shop that took place at the department store on Edgewood. Talk to me a little bit about that experience and why your fans enjoy you so much as a performer.
Me personally, like when I was performing my records, people didn't know the words, but, from learning from performing, like if they just standing there watching you, they kind of like what you're doing and they're not booing you, they love what you're doing. So I just felt different, like, man, what if they really knew these words? Like, it would have been an even better response for me. So I felt I had comfort in that, just knowing that they didn't know the records but still listen to me. And, and I really appreciate that.
So tell me what's next. As we gave mention to, you've done your thing on Sway in the Morning. You're turning heads here in the South, looking to expand your brand up into the Northeast region, into the West Coast. You got 2 new singles that'll be dropping on Thursday. Got a video that'll be dropping with that as well. What else can we expect from Nick Grant as the year 2015 wraps up and we move along into the first quarter of 2016?
Just dropping music gradually until I reach the EP. Still to be announced, but I'm kind of building toward the EP, like dropping records until I got like a solid project, but definitely EP coming soon.
Do you have a title for the EP, or are you still working on that as well?
I don't yet. I'm still working on that as well.
Okay.
It's definitely an EP coming.
For those who don't know about your music and they want to check you out immediately following the interview, tell them where they can check you out on social media as well as your SoundCloud links and things of that nature.
All social media handles are Nick Grant. That's NickGrant _. All social media handles. SoundCloud is Nick Grant as well.
You know what it is, Hip Hop Since 1987, your man Eldorado, we're live in the A with the one and only Nick Grant. Make sure you stay tuned to Hip Hop Since 1987 for a lot more from this brother.
Hip Hop Since 1987.com.